Hi there, I'm Alyson and Miss Cayce's. Today we'll be making a bee teardrop that will go from now in spring all the way through summer if you'd like. And let's get started. So we are starting with this kit. It is a 40-inch teardrop and we'll start by fluffing. Just take each branch and move them out. When we receive them, they're all packed and really tight in the boxes. When you get your kit, it'll probably be the same. So just move the branches up and out. And the ones in the center will be great for tying in the product. In this teardrop, there are a few of the branches that are really thin. Those are especially good for tying in product. Okay, now that the teardrop is all fluffed, just kind of imagine kind of a valley, and that's where your product will lie. So first, we'll be starting with the eucalyptus spray. There's not a whole lot of fluffing it needs, but just kind of spread the pieces out. And you can just place it right in the middle. I like to build mine one piece at a time. So pull a stem on each side of the main stem just to hold it in place. And then I'll go ahead and put the bottom piece on. So with the 44-inch teardrop, it's pretty long. Sometimes if it's shorter, you may need to trim the stem if it's too long, but we'll keep this one like it is. So go ahead and place it. And once again, get the stems, kind of wrap it around there, just pinch it to keep it in place. So the next, we'll put these cute little bees. Those are fun. And just kind of place them up toward the top so they look like they're flying around. So place it and then twist to hold it in place. So we have 3 flowers, these cute little polka dot flowers. They have a nice little wire on the back, so go ahead and shape those. So once that is shaped, we'll kind of give it a bend. And I'll put one, let's see, I'll place one kind of up top. And then just once again, put it between the branches, kind of give it a twist to hold it. And then we'll put another one, we'll shape it. You can shape it more once you place it, but this will give a start. Bend it a little bit, and we'll put this one right here between the bees. So once those products are in, just give it a really tight twist, and that'll hold it in. We can go back and shape it and place things in a minute. So we'll take the third flower, and this one will go on the bottom. You can just shape it any way you want, but they're all packed together, so you need to move them around. So this one I'll tilt up, and this one I'll put in the bottom, and just find where, yeah, find your little pieces and then just twist. Okay, now that we have that, the next thing will be to place the bee. So when you receive your kit, you can hang it by the rope, but just to keep it more secure, we have these pins that are glued. So yours will come with a pin, and it can just keeps it more secure. So get a piece of the wire and wrap it through, and then just figure out where you want to place it. You don't want to place it too high. You want to make sure you leave room for your bow. And then just get each piece of wire and put it on either side of the stem. You just pull it through and then just give it a good twist. Twist it several times, and so it doesn't scratch your door. You can pull the wire back through the front. So there's your bean. So the next thing we'll do is make our ribbon, or make our bows. So we have 3 ribbons for the bow. Got the bee, got the black and white check, and then the yellow and black check. So what I like to do is take your ribbon, I like to pinch it, that way I know where the center is. And I like to start the ribbon on the front and work to the back of the bow. So I just make a loop and kind of make sure the loop and the tail is about the same width. And then I pinch the piece. So we have one loop. And then on the back piece, twist it so you can see the cute pattern. And then bring the tail up. And I like to make sure the loops are about the same. So once you have this tail, to complete the loop, you need to pinch that and hold it together, and then twist the ribbon again, because you want to make sure you see the cute pattern. So the next ribbon is the check. I just love the check, and the black and white just makes it look real crisp. This ribbon, however, is a little stiff, so it takes a little bit more work, but it's worth it. So I just follow the same steps. Pinch the ribbon to make the loop, twist, and make the other loop. And twist for the tail. Okay, for the last piece, just follow the same process. And once you have your first layer, you can kind of use that as a guide for the other pieces in spacing. So pinch your tail, make your loop, Give it a pinch and a twist. And then repeat it. There you go. So to secure the bow, I like to take a piece of wire and fold it in half and run it over where you're holding it. And then give it a good squeeze to make sure it's tight. And then twist it in the back a few times just to make sure it's secure. So to place the bow, just take each piece of the wire. We'll place it like we placed the bee. Just find your spine and put a piece of wire on each side. Find it. So when you have the wire, when you have both pieces in hand, just pull it tight and then give it a twist. Probably a few twists, and we'll do what we did with the bee. You'll have extra wire in the back. You can just fold it into the back of the teardrop. Okay, so now we'll fluff. What I like to do is, say on this side, take a loop up and this loop down. And then on this side, we'll do the opposite. Pull that tail up and you'll have a loop down. And you'll just do the opposite for the next layer. And just keep doing the same. And then just work your way to that front layer. So now if you want, now that everything's in place, you can adjust the bee. If you need to adjust your flowers to make them come forward or want to change up the petals, you can do that. Okay, so next thing we'll do, we have, it's about 1/4 yard of the ribbon. We'll make tails for the bottom, and that'll just pull it all together. So take the front piece and just pinch it kind of like a little bow tie, and then just work back. Do the same and to the other ribbons and just make it layered. So it just kind of finishes it off. So get your other piece of wire and just bend it, fold it over the front where you're pinching it, and just give it a good tug and a couple of twists. One thing you might want to do if you have pliers is just pinch the pliers on and give it a good tug. You can maybe get a little tighter. So with the tail, I just like to find a place down, just find a stem, and I like to get the wire and wrap it around the stem a few times. And that just kind of finishes it off. So the last thing we'll be doing is placing some of these little curl picks. We've got the black with the white polka dots. I just love black, yellow, and white together. So I have 5 of these. You'll just kind of maybe zigzag and put the 5 in. So the first one, I'm just gonna tuck behind the bee. Some of these are kind of stuck together, so you can kind of pull them apart. Since this teardrop is kind of wider, kind of midpoint, I want to fill in this space. So I'll just tuck one in right there. And to hold them in place, you can get a little stem and just bend around the stem of the curl. So there's kind of a little dead spot right here. I think that might be a good place for the next. And another could go right in here. And then the last one we'll place just right at the bottom under the tails. And there is your bee